do you guys, when you think about the Holy Spirit, is there any common images that come to your mind? Michael?
Sort of like, just like what I kind of pictured God looking like a big guy who kind of looks like Jesus, but is huge and like really tall and
Okay.
like.
Emily?
A dove.
A dove? Anybody else? Julianne?
Cross.
So you hit on dove, okay? So we have dove. Big one. The other one, wind. Sometimes a common image. And then we have the one that we're kind of hitting on tonight. Fire. That's good.
Fire's fun.
Are you guys all familiar with the story of Pentecost?
No.
Good. Okay.
I think I am.
That's
Is
good.
that when Jesus?
I'll get to it. Just hold on. That was a yes or a no? That was
I think so.
Okay. So Pentecost is a story that happens, not a story, it happens in the Acts of the Apostles. And it is, Jesus has ascended into heaven, and he had promised them before he went that he would send an advocate, he would send the Holy Spirit to be with the apostles. So in chapter 2 of the Acts of the Apostles, it says, "When the day of Pentecost had come, they were all together in one place. And suddenly from heaven there came a sound, like the rush of a violent wind, and it filled the entire house where they were sitting. Divided tongues, as of fire, appeared among them, and a tongue rested on each of them. All of them were filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in other languages as the Spirit gave them the ability." And it goes on and it talks more about the apostles and what they felt. So the apostles are filled with the Holy Spirit, and they're up, and we'll save questions right to the end, okay? So they're filled with the Holy Spirit, and they just want to like go out like wildfire, like bust down the walls, and go out and spread the gospel of the Lord. And just like the apostles, when you received your baptism, you got the same Holy Spirit and the same gifts of the Holy Spirit. And when some of us in this room are confirmed, but for all the rest of you that aren't, when you get confirmed, that Spirit will be strengthened in confirmation. And when you were at your baptism, you received a candle. It might have looked a little bit like this. Might be shoved up in your closet somewhere for safekeeping. So your godparents and your parents received this candle, not exactly as shown. And the goal of that is it's lit from the Easter candle. And what that is it represents Christ's light in you, and for you to go out and shine that light in the world, okay? So think about the game we were playing at the beginning, which, by the way, you guys were all way more awesomer at it than I was. So good job for you guys. The goal of it, we had to use power to turn the lights on, right?
Battery.
Would you agree?
Yes.
But we need power, right? So we need bean bags. Or it was the clapper. Clapper would be power. So we're kind of like those lights.
It's the clapper.
We need power to shine. And the Holy Spirit is that power that we need, so that we can shine Christ's light in the world. But I think for some of us who have heard the story of Pentecost a lot, just bear with me, just follow my gaze.
You're going to want to move.
No, you're okay. You guys, you want to move. Okay. You guys are fine. You'll be able to stay, don't worry. The story of Pentecost kind of gets a little mundane after a while, right? So we think of the Holy Spirit. Oh, that sucked. That didn't work. There's no name matches. No good. Okay, let's try this without moving. No pressure. Okay. There we go. I'm going to move away from it so it stays lit. Okay. Can you guys all see the candle? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So when we hear about the tongues of fire over the apostles, that's kind of what we think of, right? Would most of you agree? Yeah? You think that? But you know what? The Holy Spirit really isn't an itty-bitty little flame, right? like if we're actually supposed to think of the Holy Spirit the way the Acts of the Apostles actually describes the Holy Spirit, well, he's a little bit more powerful than that. So
I'm
help
scared.
you guys out with that. All
Oh,
right,
yeah. I love doing this at home.
please stay in your seats.
I love doing this at home. What does it do?
So if the Holy Spirit, if the Holy Spirit actually is as powerful as the Acts of the Apostles say, he looks a little bit more like, oh, okay, we saw it quickly.
I didn't see it. Can you do it again?
We can do it again.
Yes, thank you. You gotta do it with Axe, and you gotta do it with like Axe. Oil up in a water.
Does anybody have Acts on them?
No, but
Okay. Okay, I'll do it one more time for you, okay?
yeah, I know.
Yeah, but we don't want to burn down the place. Father Mark would totally have to fire me.
You gotta do
Okay.
it exactly on it.
All right, you ready? You all watching? Oh, it went out. Okay.
You were too
It's too close.
Using oil.
Wow, Ray.
Oil silk rag. Okay, well, we get the point, right? And that stuff kind of stinks.
I don't get it.
I'm a fire.
It should be a big fireball. You ever go to the Buskers?
I want to see it.
Yeah.
Watch it.
I didn't see it,
He's
Lynn.
trying to see the Holy Spirit.
No, I didn't.
Fire.
I blinked.
Fire. Okay. That went way better than I was hoping to. A little bit lamer than I was hoping to as well. But we do what we can because we don't want to put this place in public way. Did you get what I meant though?
No, thank you.
My eyes hurt. Lauren, I appreciate that. The rest of you all need to go to the Buskers this summer and watch those fire dudes. So the fire dudes, the gas, think of that, okay? All right, got it? The point being is that Jesus didn't come to give us a candle. Okay? He came to set the world ablaze. And he wished that when he came, it was already like that. And that's everything that was about. The important thing about when the apostles received the Holy Spirit is that they received gifts from him. And those gifts helped them to be able to change the world. In Isaiah,
Brad, what are you doing?
he had it just in case.
It's so bad.
It smells bad here. In Isaiah chapter 11, he actually describes Jesus as the Messiah. And he says that the Spirit of the Lord shall rest on him. The Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and fear of the Lord. So Isaiah describes Jesus as possessing these gifts through the Holy Spirit. And the church teaches that these are the same gifts that we receive at confirmation. So there is 7 of them. You guys are listening to her. There's a test at the end of this.
Test?
I'm just kidding. By the time you can reach grade 9, you should know these. Okay, so the first one being wisdom. You guys can look through this later if you want. So we have wisdom, understanding, knowledge, counsel, courage, sometimes known as fortitude, reverence, which reverence is sometimes referred to as piety. And fear of the Lord, or sometimes known as is wonder and awe. And Kitty is doing it right. Okay. I'll just stand over here so I'm not blocking you guys looking at those. You just put in wonder and awe. So these 7 gifts of the Holy Spirit, they give us the power to live and witness to a Christian life. But these are like the gifts that keep on giving, because you don't just stop there, because these gifts have fruit.